back at you with another DJs BrewTube Bears review. Today we have beer from Full Tilt Brewing Company out of Baltimore, Maryland, US of A. Yay, yay! And it's two-fisted drinking time. And what beer do we have? From Full Tilt to accomplish our two-fisted drinking task, we have Patterson Pumpkin 2013 versus, or I guess juxtaposed to 2019 vintage. This is a pumpkin beer. It's a fall serving. It clocks in at 9% ABV and 48 IBUs. Now, the last time I reviewed this beer was in 2013. And one of the owners, Dan Ballmiller, gave me two of these Patterson Pumpkin beers. Now, I reviewed one fresh, and I told him, hey, one day I will review it cellared. So I found this cellared. They have produced again this year Patterson Pumpkin, so it's time to review them side by side. So, what about the beer? Well, for hops in this beer, let's talk about the ingredients, right? For hops in this beer, they're using Sterling, Willamette, and Crystal. Now, for malt, they're using two-row, Carapils, dark Munich, and red wheat. That sounds like an awesome, kind of combination of fun. So, for adjuncts, because pumpkin beer is all about adjuncts, they're using pumpkin, cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, and brown sugar. So, back in the day, I think I called Willamette hops Willamette. So, but it's actually Willamette. So, we're going to start with the fresh pumpkin beer, and then we're going to go to the cellared one. That's kind of fair, but we'll talk about the appearance of both first, because there is a difference between them. Another difference between them is this beer, the 2019 version, was brewed at Full Tilt. Their own brewery, their own setup, everything. This was brewed, contract brewed, I believe at Peabody Heights Brewery, if memory serves, I can't remember, but it was contract brewed when they were starting out in the beginning. So, there you go, we have contract brewed versus own brewed in their own equipment, etc. So, let's talk about the appearance. So, on the 2019, it is a orange color, just like the can, almost the darker colored on the can. It's hazy, but we had about a finger and a half head when I poured it. But now when I swirl it, the head regenerates it basically into like a satellite of tightly packed khaki bubbles. And also when I swirl it, I think we're going to get glass lacing because there's already some there. And there's tons of alcohol like just clinging down. But color-wise, the original, which I think 2013 is the first batch they did, or the original batch, it's a ruddy sort of river water color, as opposed to the orange color. I hope you can see that on camera. Much darker, more river water sort of looking, more bright orange looking on the 2019 version. Same kind of satellite of bubbles when I swirl it. Yeah, we're getting glass lacing already, even more glass lacing, and still tons of alcohol like just grabbing on the inside of this snifter. So, that's the appearance. Now we're going to go into the aroma and the taste, and we'll put them side by side. So, let's start with 2019. There's another look at it just in case. There you go. So, I don't know, let's dive in for that aroma! Because you know why? This is going to be even more fun, because this beer is from Baltimore. So that means we're going local! Hell yes! Let's dive in. Lots of cinnamon, buttery, gourdy pumpkin, burnt brown sugar, nutmeg's coming after that. After that is ginger. Nutmeg's actually starting to overtake the cinnamon over time. Not a hint of alcohol in the aroma. Nice balanced spice aroma on this brew. Alright, so you know what? Let's go to the aroma on the 2013 now. Why not? A lot more muted spices. And this is a 6-year-old beer. Lots of dark fruits, still buttery pumpkin. The cinnamon's still active. The nutmeg is faded, so is the ginger. Burnt brown sugar notes, but tons and tons of dark fruit. It smells almost like a barley wine in some, like a spiced barley wine, or maybe a Belgian ale in some ways. But the yeast esters are showing large and in charge, not a hint anywhere at all of alcohol in this. And the buttery, gourdy pumpkin is actually a little bigger in the spice than the spices in some ways, but after 6 years, that's going to happen. So I'm getting cinnamon, nutmeg, maybe a faint bit of ginger, but I don't know if I could pick it out if I didn't know it was there. But definitely lots of fruit esters, and the brown sugar's there for sure still. So let's taste the 2019. Cheers! Nice. Right up in front, You get cinnamon. Right after that, right behind it, even almost as big as the cinnamon, is the nutmeg. Ginger after that. A little bit of warming in the chest. Medium body. A little bit of buttery pumpkin in the aftertaste. Super smooth. Easy to drink. The spices are there. It's not as creamy as some of the pumpkin beers that are out there. It doesn't have that like crusty flavor that's in it, you know, that comes from a big load of Munich malt a lot of times, or maybe a little bit of lactose. You know, the crusty part is the kind of like from the Munich, and lactose will kind of give it that creaminess that they're doing and doping some of the pumpkin beers, but definitely lots of nice gourdy flavor. Pumpkin pie in a glass sort of beer. This beer reminds me, if you're looking for a flavor spectrum kind of comparison, kind of like Schlafly pumpkin, in that range, the pumpkin pie filling without the crust and the cream kind of thing. Okay, tasty. Let's dive into the 2013, the cellared 6-year vintage. Man, it's like a barley wine. Wow. Wow. The first thing you're hit with, the spices have been totally tamped down, and they're coming off like clovey sort of now, almost like clovey yeast esters, like you get in a Belgian beer. The aroma is really following what the taste is. Lots of dark fruits, raisins, and cherries. The pumpkin's still in there, kind of like a buttery thing, but you don't get the gourdy flavor that's in this beer. The brown sugar's definitely there. Like, there's a lot of caramel and burnt brown sugar type thing going on. Wow, this is a cool, classy, like, really, this cellared freaking awesome. I'm impressed, man. Lots and lots of flavor to this. Let me take another taste. The spices are there. That you can't pick them out. They're really faint in the background, and like I said, they're definitely coming off like they're clove or maybe like esters from yeast coming off. But wow, if I didn't know what this is, I think this was a cellared barley wine. It tastes just like that. So here we got big spices, totally different color. You know, one brewed at full tilt and on their equipment, 100% control, contract brewed, but still different color to the beers, as you can see, and everything, and really different flavor profile. But I do remember this taste was about the taste of this fresh. What I recall is a little more brown sugary and stuff. You know, that's like nearly 1,000 reviews ago that I reviewed this beer, but still super tasty. I'm digging both of them, and this is cellared like a freaking champ. I'm impressed. One of the best cellarings of a pumpkin beer that I've had, and I've had a lot of those. So let's grade it. All right, at time of recording, Beer Advocate is giving this fresh beer here and the cellar, because they don't differentiate between the two, 3.6 out of 5. So that's like I guess like an 87 somewhere in that neighborhood, kind of like a B+ version, okay, of a grade. And Untapped is given the fresh version 3.42 out of 5, and this 2013 version is not even on there. So I saw some 2015s and I think maybe 2014, I can't remember exactly, but they were getting like 3.5s, so basically B+ as well. Now, this cellared is freaking super tasty. I'm going, let's start with this one. I'm going to go A- with this fresh, and I believe that's what I gave to this beer fresh in 2013. It's like about a 92, super tasty. I'd buy it again. It's coming in cans now. We got the packaging difference, but this beer here, this is exceptional. I'm going 97. This is an A-level beer, super tasty, barley wine-like, and it's cellared impressively. So, I will thank my friends at Full Tilt for hooking me up with this one. I bought this one because I promised I would review this cellared many, many moons ago when we met Dan. Thanks a million for hooking me up with this brew and for keeping brewing beer. So, have you had Patterson Pumpkin, any vintage from Full Tilt Brewing out of Baltimore, Maryland, USA? Yay. If you have, let me know what you know, because I like the quid pro quo and the back and forth. I also really like it when you do me a great big favor and think globally, drink locally. I am getting it done. Yo, Maryland, baby. Are you doing your share? Help support that craft beer movement. Also, if you could do me another favor and rate, comment, subscribe, especially if this is your first time with us. Join us for the insanity, and when you can, you get around to it, maybe consider kind of pushing those Google metrics just out of freaking whack and, you know, going crazy by doing what? Smashing that like button, because that, along with definitely 2 Patterson Pumpkins at 9% ABV, is all I'm going to need today to put my big ass local beer drinking happy face on. So the next DJs BrewTube, I got nothing but a hell of a bunch of full Tilt Brewing Patterson Pumpkin 2013 and 19 vintages drinking love for you, and you know what's coming for you by now. Hell yes. That's right, a big ass peace out!